What's up, family? Today we have information regarding the trouble that we can expect to happen later this week. First off, we plan to hear from the Fed chairman and find out whether or not he is going to raise inflation rates once again. Yes, this could cause even more strain on the economy and our low-income families. We also have a huge deadline in regards to the government shutdown. If they are unable to get a budget bill passed for the next fiscal year, I have the details to share with you in just a moment. But anyways, before we get started, I would like to solicit you for your support on my new YouTube channel. Yes, guys, I finally launched it a few weeks ago, and I would love to get your support and your subscription to the new channel, as well as if you get a chance to go ahead and like a few of my latest videos. But anyways, if you are interested, that link will be down below. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Starting off with a few of the latest headlines, the United States has now surpassed 500 mass shootings this year in 2023. And as you can see, looking at this particular data chart, guys, the mass shootings continue to keep rising every single day, every single month, and every single year. And there have now been 501 mass shootings in the United States this year alone. A shooting that wounded 4 people in Denver, Colorado over the weekend marked the country's 500th mass shooting this year, according to the Gun Violence Archives. So anyways, guys, definitely want to tell you to be safe out there. You never know when someone right next to you may have a gun and wants to commit a mass shooting. But anyways, guys, we will continue to keep those individuals that have been victims in these mass shootings. We want to keep them, their friends, and their families in our prayers in the meantime. And hopefully, guys, we can figure out something to do about the mass shootings in this country. But anyways, guys, moving on to some more dire information in regards to the Fed chairman, which is speaking later this week. I believe he is speaking on Wednesday. Yes, guys, the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell. The question is, could he still hammer the United States stocks on Wednesday? Yes, guys, as you can see in this particular article, it says that the devil will be in the details as the Fed continues to hold his September meeting on Wednesday, and says while no change in interest rates is expected from Jerome Powell, the central bank will update its forecast for economic activity and the inflation in this country. Usually when a meeting of the Federal Reserve is on the week's calendar, economists and market strategists focus on the decision later to come. And this Wednesday, when the central bank's monetary policy committee issues its statement on interest rates, the overwhelming consensus is that nothing will change, and observers instead will be looking for what insights they can glean for the Fed's next meeting, which is coming in November. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has all but said policymakers would be on hold for this meeting as they digest the recent economic data and consider the effects that 11 interest rate hikes have had on the economy. And if you could look at this particular political cartoon on the economy, she is saying right here that, look, Republicans are calling for a massive cuts in the federal spending, which means a government shutdown is looming. And then over here, this guy is saying that, can we start with their budget first? But then he's reading the newspaper and it says it is an impeachment inquiry that has been recently released by the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. So anyways, guys, it says that, look, we do not expect any change to the consensus outlook for a pause at this particular Fed meeting, according to Steve Wyatt, which is the chief investment strategist. He said this information last week after the reports on consumer and wholesale inflation numbers was released. So anyways, guys, Wednesday is going to be a crazy day. Which direction will the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell send the U.S. stocks? Will he send them skyrocketing up, or will he send them much lower once again, guys? We don't know, but we will be tuning in to see exactly what he has to say about what he believes that the economy is looking towards in the near future, as well as whether or not he is expecting to raise the interest rates for the 12th time this year. So anyways, guys, you definitely want to be mindful of this because it can sway the market and the economy in either direction. But hopefully, guys, we will get that information on Wednesday. We look forward to receiving receiving that. Moving on, guys. Also, in addition to that, guys, we have this particular article that is talking about there is a triple threat going on right now, and that is because the United States is dealing with the government shutdown, an auto strike that happened over the weekend, and then altogether what we're dealing with in regards to President Biden's economy. This economy has been sinking for over the last 2 years or so. It says that the walkout could slow growth, just as President Biden and the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, are trying to steer the U.S. away from a recession. The strike against Detroit's big three automakers is hitting the United States economy at a precarious time as it's struggling with an era of high inflation and soaring borrowing costs, combined with other emerging headwinds such as the rising gas prices, the tightening of credit, the resumption of student loan repayments, and the shrinking household savings. The walkout could slow growth, just as Joe Biden and the Federal Reserve are trying to steer the U.S. away from a recession. But anyways, guys, moving on in regards to the potential government shutdown later on at the end of this month or the 1st of October, we do have some good news in regards to, we just received information that the House GOP leaders, they have actually reached a deal on the STOPGAP government funding bill. It says right here that negotiations between two factions of the House Republicans have resulted in a deal on the bill to keep the government shutdown at bay for at least an additional month. The deal may be dead on arrival in the Senate, but House Republicans are aiming to strengthen their hand in eventual talks with the upper chamber, referring to the Senate. The so-called continuing resolution would keep the government funded for at least an additional 30 days with a 1% across-the-board cut in federal spending for every agency except the Department of Defense and Veteran Affairs, according to two GOP resources. The bill would also include the H.R. 2, the House Republicans' bill to restore much of Trump's era border policy, excluding a provision requiring employers to use the Department of Homeland Security to e-verify system to determine the eligibility of their employees. The deal was negotiated by the Pragmatist Main Street Caucus and the right-wing Freedom Caucus. The legislation is sponsored by the Freedom Caucus Representative Brian Donalds, as well as Scott Perry, and Main Street Representative Dusty Johnson and Stephanie Bice and Kelly Armstrong. Conservatives who have been consistently voicing opposition to the GOP's spending proposals due to the insufficient spending cuts and conservative policies, they may still not be sold as of yet. They are saying that, look, this is a gift to President Joe Biden right now. I'm opposed to it, according to Representative Matt Gaetz, who has threatened to try to remove the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy for trying to pass a stopgap bill. But anyways, guys, another conservative lawmaker told Axios that this particular bill would be a very tough vote because it only cuts most of the non-defense discretionary spending by 1%, which we all know that the Republicans want more than 1%, specifically referring to President Biden's ability to spend money and the Biden administration. They want huge cuts. And I believe that right here we see that Kevin McCarthy is saying that he wants an 8% spending cut in regards to the Biden administration. As you can see right here, guys, it says that the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wants Biden to accept an 8% spending cut and a border wall to avert a government shutdown, pretty much putting the pressure on the president in regards to making the negotiations that are necessary to prevent a government shutdown. And like I said, guys, today is only September the 19th, which means that we have less than 11 days to figure out how they can get a fiscal budget bill approved and signed by the president before the end of the month. But like I said in the previous article, they have recently, or the Republicans have recently, come up with a temporary bill to at least continue to keep the government open for over the next 30 days or so. But this is just another way that the government, the lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, continue to just kick the can down the road with no resolution overall. They continue to fail the American people, and they continue to fail initiating any type of change in regards to government spending, in regards to the border control, in regards to Social Security, in regards to everything out there. Congress continues to fail doing their job, which is why we need to get rid of the current pieces of Congress and get some new individuals in the House of Representatives and in the Senate to run this country. Because right now, guys, they are just doing a very horrible job. Wouldn't you guys agree? Do you feel that Congress is doing a great job, or do you feel like me, in which I believe that Congress is super failing right now and we have got to do something about it? But anyways, guys, I don't necessarily want to get on a tangent, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you do comment down below, I will definitely respond back to you as well. But anyways, guys, the Biden administration is dealing with a lot of things right now, which is why the Republicans want to kick the can down the road for at least an additional 30 days, because they know exactly what we are dealing with, especially after the automakers just went on strike over the weekend. So anyways, guys, what do you think about this? Comment down below. I would love to get your take on this. And then in regards to a government shutdown, we did hear information directly from the former president, Donald Trump, in which he says that, look, he supports a shutdown if and only if the conservatives don't get an appropriate deal passed in regards to the budget bill for the fiscal year. So anyways, guys, the former president Donald Trump said that he will back a government shutdown if the House conservatives aren't able to secure an appropriate deal to slash spending cuts in regards to the Biden administration. Trump was asked by Christine Welker of NBC on whether or not he supports the shutdown of the government. And yes, guys, he said, look, no, I think that if we don't get a fair deal, we have to save our country. We're at $35 trillion in debt right now. We have to save our country. And yes, guys, that is exactly what Donald Trump said over the weekend. In addition to that, he also said that, look, I'd shut down the government if they can't make an appropriate deal. Absolutely, Trump said. But anyways, guys, lawmakers in Congress have just a few working days remaining to reach a funding deal before the deadline at the end of this month. So anyways, guys, like I said, we are dealing with a lot right now, and we don't necessarily know which direction we are going. Sometimes it looks like we are going a few steps ahead, and then the next thing, or the next day, or the next week or so, we are basically getting pulled back 7 more steps again. You guys seen all the tragedy that has pretty much happened over the weekend with the flooding as well as the huge hurricane. Guys, things are just not improving like we wish they would. Come on now. Ever since the pandemic hit us early 2020, we still haven't recovered as of yet, guys. But anyways, what do you guys think about this? Definitely comment down below. Leave me a comment. I would definitely get your take on all of these subject matters in this particular video. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you today. And I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a couple of opportunities for you to earn some free money or some free cash, such as signing up with Webull, where they are giving away 12 free stocks after you deposit at least $1. The good thing about it is that those 12 free stocks can actually be worth around $3,000. And once you receive those, you can easily cash them back in and then withdraw your money, or you can leave them in your brokerage account to start your investing journey. But either way, it is a great opportunity. Check out the link down below. Also, don't forget about supporting me on my new YouTube channel. Those links will be down below as well. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.